What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Franchise Play, and I have with me today a WWE legend in pretty much every way, shape, and form, Paul White, aka The Big Show. How are you doing today, Show?
I'm doing fantastic, Brian. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. It was my pleasure, as a matter of fact. Now, I know you have a project going on right now. It is the Jetsons and the WWE Robo WrestleMania. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. Well, this is, it's funny, March 14th, WWE and WWE Studios for the Jetsons and Robo WrestleMania, which is basically our beloved, iconic Jetsons cartoon, and the WWE superstars are all matched together in a crazy zany story where I end up getting frozen in a blizzard on my way to a title match, and George Jetson thaws me out in the future, and I wake up in the future kind of a fish out of water, and I really blow a gasket when I find out that wrestling in the future is all done by robots that are very polite. So I go on a rampage and end up taking over Orbit City and ruling Orbit City because I take control and build my own Destructo bots. So George is in a panic because it's basically his fault for thawing me out. So George finds a way to go back in time and bring some of the WWE superstars from my time to the future to stop the maniacal Big Show from destroying Orbit City. So Sheamus is the hero that comes through, and Seth Rollins is in it, Alicia Fox and Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, the Usos, and it's a really, really good Jetsons cartoon.
All right.
The WWE superstars, they all did such a great job, and I'm not saying it just because I'm in it. I know it's hard for me to be objective. All that being said, this is one good cartoon, man. This is a really good cartoon. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting, obviously, and it kind of helps maybe introduce the Jetsons to a new, to a new generation who may not have seen recent cartoons or recent episodes of the Jetsons because the cartoon dates back
That's
so
true.
far.
I didn't think about that. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Jetsons is so iconic. I mean, I grew up watching the Jetsons. I loved the Jetsons as a kid, so to be in it's a little surreal, but just the storyline is really good. If you're a WWE fan, you're really going to dig it. If you're, I mean, I know me, I'm a dad. If you're a dad and you've got a long trip, it's the perfect DVD to pick up and put in the DVD player in the van to keep the kids quiet. So
yeah,
it's definitely a fun, entertaining family movie. Everybody can sit down and have a laugh, and some of the parents will get a laugh out of the George Jetson iconic blunders and sayings. So George is known for getting himself in a lot of trouble and then somehow getting out of it. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Now, shifting gears a little bit. Now, you've gotten yourself into some amazing shape. I mean, anybody who has anybody who has seen you recently, seen your latest in-ring work, you can attest to that, as well as some of the stuff on social media. How did you do it?
Well, it just started with a conversation with John Cena. I was being a smart aleck about a giant with abs, and who would want to see that? And John gave me a straight look in the face and said, "Yeah, a giant with abs. Who would want to see that?" And he walked off. But he kind of planted that seed in the back of my head. John and I are good friends, but it was almost a challenge the way John threw it out. And I started talking to my trainer, Dodd Romero, who's worked with a lot of celebrities and here in Miami, a lot of athletes. And Dodd put together a great training program for me, a nutritional plan. And I started preparing, I want to say 4 or 5 months out before I even started changing the way I eat, and just researching, looking at what I needed to eat, what I should leave out, and mentally preparing. And then when I started, I was fully committed to it. And I've said a couple of times in a couple of different interviews, the first 3 letters in the word diet is die.
Yeah.
So you can't go into a serious weight loss program thinking it's just going to be a diet, because a diet means, oh, I'm going to lose this weight, then I'm going to go back and eat the way I used to. Well, then you're going to get heavy again. And, it's not a diet. A diet, it's a lifestyle change. You have to change the way you eat, and you have to find other foods that are just as satisfying but more nutritious. And at first it's tough, but with diligence, you can do it. And I'm actually a guy that you can believe when I say, yeah, it can be done. With education and discipline, it can be done, and you can change your life for a healthier life, and it's better mentally for you. It's better physically, and it can be an inspiration to other people that are trying to jump the same hurdles that I'm going through now, and trying to make this lifestyle change. I mean, I'm still on the path and still taking this as far as I can take it and see where we end up with it. But if I can inspire a few people along the way, that's not a bad thing either. It actually motivates me even more.
Yes, it definitely is a motivator for quite a few people. And by you being such a larger-than-life person and character that people can see, it definitely does resonate with people. Like, man, I mean, how many people get their weight broadcast like twice a week in front of everybody? So that's a pretty.
You definitely know I'm not photoshopped because you see me every week. So
exactly.
It's definitely there. It's not one of those magazine ad covers where before and after. But no, it's a journey that it's out there for everyone to see. So, and I'm just thankful that I've got a lot of great support from my coworkers, from my family, from my fans. And every time I get a positive tweet, I see it, and it reinstills what I'm doing is good. And hopefully I get a lot of response from people that are motivated by it. So it gives me further encouragement to go forward, and hopefully I can help others with it. I mean, it's been a really good year here trying to make this transition, and I'm really excited now with Jetsons coming out March 14th. And I know that sounds like a terrible plug, but it's kind of the truth. I mean, all this is leading up to the changes that I want to make in my career. I want to get into animation and try it. I got this opportunity with the Jetsons. I want to start doing more movies and TV. Well, I need to make myself more marketable. To make myself more marketable, I had to lose the weight. I'm finishing up a great wrestling career that I'm very happy to competed with some of the greatest stars this business has ever seen, and there's a great generation coming up after me of young, healthy athletes that will really light this product on fire. So, I'm in a good place now to start moving forward and make the right changes.
Now you mentioned
it's all a good place, man. No regrets.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. Now you mentioned John Cena's challenge and how this kicked off the workout program and lifestyle change. Everybody knows, 16-time world champion, one of the most iconic wrestlers in WWE history, or in wrestling history, period. One thing that stuck out to me about that, me being a guy who also covers basketball and other sports, they always say the best players make the others around them better. So when you said that, it sounded like he challenged you. Would you say that John Cena has that type of an impact? He makes the others around him better?
Well, yeah, I think that's why definitely John Cena makes people around him better. I mean, whether you like John Cena or not, you're a hardcore wrestling fan or you're a new fan, what you really don't understand is how John Cena works with everybody he works with. He brings them up. He never brings anybody down. Anybody that steps in the ring with John Cena rises up a level. That's why he's been the man he's been for the past 12 years. Sure, Stone Cold had a run a couple of years. Sure, Hogan had a run a few years. And I'm talking about championship runs where they were in the fire all the time, not living off their legacy and the hard work they've done. I'm talking about every day showing up 5 days a week on the road, every tour. That's not easily done by anybody. And John is a mutant. He sets the bar pretty high and he leads by example. And John and I are good friends. We've been great competitors for a long time. And I was kind of knocking. I have a self-deprecating sense of humor sometimes. So, yeah, I was kind of knocking myself a little bit. And John never lets me knock myself. I mean, he'll always tell me, he says, "Joe, there's no reason to knock yourself. I'll do it for you." But, he has a relationship with me of mutual respect. So when he planted that seed of, a giant with abs, who would want to see that? that was like him basically saying, I believe in you. I know you can do it. You just have to believe you can do it. And all that was said with that line. And we haven't talked about it since then, other than, he's told me, hey, man, you're looking great. Good job. And he's excited about it. But that was all that was said in that message when he said that. Was like, look, dude, I know you can do it. You just have to believe you can do it. And that thought sat in my head, marinated and cooked and marinated and cooked. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to show his ass I can do it.
Right.
And it was a good, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need somebody just to help you to motivate, just to say, hey, you can do it. And, that little comment was a nice shot. And it started the fires, which, got me going really hard with my trainer and got me serious about things and making the lifestyle change that I needed to make to get ready.
Yeah. And
that definitely champions and leaders have that ability to motivate those around and to be better, to bring them up. And it's a respect factor.
Yes.
It's the I want to get on their level. I want to be respected. I want them to respect me like I respect them. So that's always a good thing that leaders do. Great to always do that, from Jordan to to LeBron, to any of your great athletes have that ability to inspire their teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Now, there's some major talk about, or rumors about, you taking on Shaquille O'Neal at WrestleMania. Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen?
As far as I knew, everything was fine. Shaq and I were going to compete. It's only here recently, since I started posting the ab pictures and getting in shape, that Shaq started squirming a little bit. Now, I don't know if that's because, he realizes he's fat Shaq and doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's fine. That's fine. But I think it's one of those situations where that's outside of my expertise. That's between Shaq and WWE, whether he's got other commitments. Who knows? I don't know. I'd like to think it's not just because he flat out got scared, but, it's in Orlando. It's a short drive for him. He's at home. Bring the kids out. I'll take 12, 15 minutes of his time, smack him around. That's all he's going to do is show up. He shows up, it'll be easy. So there's no reason to be scared. There's no reason to hide behind whatever things that may not happen. It's not my fault. And then go try to divert the attention by picking on some other guy in the NBA. No, keep it focused where it needs to be, buddy. Keep it focused right here.
So the whole JaVale
started
McGee
this stuff last year. Finish it.
Right. The whole JaVale McGee thing is like a diversion from he and your program.
Yeah, it's a diversionary tactic. Yeah. It's like when you're in trouble at home and, you try to blame the dog for something the dog didn't even do. No, that wasn't me that passed gas. That was the dog. I don't know. Whatever. Don't try to divert it. Hey, look, that's on fire, and you try to run the other way. No, you did it. So don't divert. Don't pick on poor McGee. He's fine. Just, you started this mess. You got all the hype. You got the run down the ramp at WrestleMania last year. You screwed up my Andre the Giant Battle Royal. You got in there and got all busy and involved and wanted to talk trash and riding a bicycle and telling me you're coming for me. Well, you just show up. Get your business worked out and show up. That's all. It won't take me much time. It really won't. It won't take me much time at all. I think, there's a lot of matches at WrestleMania that will determine the future of the next year of WrestleMania. Between, there's a lot of very important matches. This is an attraction match. This is a match that we should have had years ago that just needs to hurry up and just be done. And then Shaq can go back to selling cars and insurance and back batches and picking on people in the NBA. But this is some business he needs to take care of.
Yeah, yes, unfinished business for sure. You have had.
Let's just wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we all need closure.
Exactly. I need closure. That's what I'm saying. I need closure. So, I get it. Yes, sir. Yeah,
you've had, this is an understatement, a great run in the WWE and some other promotions before that. Now, it's actually, I consider myself a little bit of a wrestling historian. It's a bit rare for a super heavyweight to be as successful and to have as much longevity as you've had. What have you done to stay so relevant so long?
I think a lot of it's timing. A lot of it is luck. A lot of it is the guys that mentored me. I mean, I was mentored, Terry Taylor, Paul Levesque or Triple H was very instrumental in training me when I first started. He always hates when I tell everybody, he says, "Gee, stop telling people I trained you, it gets me heat." But he's one of my oldest friends in the company. But I was inspired, and Arn Anderson is always, and Fit Finley are two guys who really, really, really helped me over the years. But, Undertaker, I always looked at Taker, and a lot of big guys don't understand about work ethic because they've been big and everything's kind of been handed to them, and they've been able to coast through things because they're big. Undertaker always challenged me and inspired me to work harder because he went out and had the best matches on the show. He worked hurt. He worked sick. I've seen that guy come through when he had dysentery and the flu and go out there and put on a 20-minute match and collapse a gorilla and have to get an IV to put fluids in. I've seen him. He's that type of dude. He's the John Wayne of our business. So he was my mentor. So I couldn't take the easy route and do the, I'm hurt or this or that. No, I worked. I showed up. I did my job. No matter what I had to do, whether it was, wear a diaper and wrestle a sumo guy or wear a diaper and dance for me. Whatever the company asked me to do, that's what I signed on for, step up to the plate and do it. And I think I'm lucky in the fact that, I've got big bones, so I'm genetically a little bit more durable, maybe, because the travel is very difficult. Mm-hmm. But I'm very thankful to have made this career for 22 years now. We're going on. So, and I've been a full-time competitor. It's not just once a week on TV or working part-time show. That's 4 or 5 days a week. Here we go, rock and roll, every tour, overseas. I was just in Germany last week doing tours in Germany. I wrestled Braum in LA, red-eyed to New York, had a 3-hour layover in New York, flew from New York to Frankfurt, down to Frankfurt at 5 in the morning, took a plane from Frankfurt to Dusseldorf, had 3 hours in the hotel, went to the show, wrestled, after the show, 6-hour bus ride. And then worked a different city every night in Germany, then flew back Sunday and had Monday Night Raw in Green Bay. So, my first day, I went 37, 38 hours probably without sleeping because I can't sleep on planes. I'm just too doggone big. So, that's the biggest thing that kills me right now. Is just if I get rest, I'm good. I only start to really, get sores when I don't get any sleep, but I still push through it. I ride the small planes, the commuter planes are my heads and the luggage, and the other guys see me, and, I try to set an example by working hard and working through adversity and being appreciative of the fact that all the billions of people on this planet, I'm one of the 40 or 50 people in the world that are chosen to be featured on the only sports entertainment network globally a week. So it would take somebody a lot smarter in math than I am. But if you took all the billions of the people in the world and then you broke it down the percentage of WWE superstars who are on TV every week, and I'm one of those guys, and that's a pretty small percentage of elite. So
yeah,
I have a responsibility to show up and do my job and do it the best that I can.
Yeah,
and be thankful and appreciative for my opportunities.
Yeah, you mentioned the grind, and I've talked to several other guys who,
right.
in your, I remember I spoke to Edge, and he talked about the grind. I spoke to Paul Heyman, he talked
right.
about the grind. So obviously, it appears to me that's more than likely the most difficult thing about your guy's job. Now, do you look?
Well,
Yeah, do you look at like other people who are not currently maybe in the WWE and maybe not even in wrestling at all, right? And you look at someone and say, that guy or that girl has talent. I could see them in our business. Is there anyone right now in the entertainment business or in the athletic, there are athlete currently that you look at and you like, I can see them here with me. I know they can do this.
Yeah, I'll tell you one right now, Shaq.
Okay.
Shaq would be fantastic in our business. Are you kidding me? He's a showman. He's a smart businessman. He's an attraction. And Shaq would be fantastic in the WWE. I mean, that's why I'm excited to do this match with him, because I actually want to showcase that, you know, Shaq could do this. I mean, he doesn't have to. Obviously, he's one of the greatest NBA centers of all time. Dominant basketball player, world champion. He's fantastic on his sports commentary. I mean, I think Charles Barkley carries him, but that's just me. Barkley's my favorite player of all time.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know, that's just me. But I was kind of a thug basketball player, and I like Barkley's intensity, but that's just me.
Right.
You know, now the way Barkley played back in the day wouldn't be very PC nowadays.
Nah.
But back then, he was a man among boys. That's why I liked him. But, yeah, Shaq would be very good in this business. Let's see. I think Mark Wahlberg would be good in this business, too.
Okay.
Because Mark Wahlberg has a great way. He's physically fit. He's in shape. But, you know, Mark's a natural trash talker. Okay. So, you know, I'd love to see Mark Wahlberg on the mic cutting a promo on somebody. You know, I'm sure he could do good with it. You know, as far as the women's division goes, I don't know too many. Maybe some of the UFC girls, maybe.
Okay.
But our women's division is pretty doggone tough right now. I mean, with Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Sasha and Bailey. I mean, Natty, of course, who's a veteran in that division. Lisa Fox, who's a veteran in that division. The Bellas, I mean, well, one of them's pregnant now, so, I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's...
I don't even know. Is Bree giving birth yet? I don't know.
No, she hasn't, I don't think
I just thought about it. Like, God, I should call Brian. I've been so out of the loop. I don't know. I hope I'm not misquoting. But anyway, I mean, our women's division is so doggone competitive and tough. I mean, I would really be concerned for a woman stepping in our women's division because they're tough.
Yeah.
They're very aggressive and very tough and very competitive for that championship title. There's a serious fever in that women's division for competing because they're getting the attention that they deserve, and our women's division is very tough. But, you know, our business isn't made for everybody. Our business is made for people with grit and determination. And I've done a lot of trips overseas and visited our troops, and, you know, the kind of rigmarole that our troops go through with the travel and sleeping conditions and food and you know, they're at one extreme that is very, very difficult, and I commend their commitment to service and excellence. Our superstars are kind of the same thing. You know, we're not flying on private jets. We don't have people carrying our bags. We're not all staying at Ritz-Carlton hotels. We don't have, you know, agents and sponsors and products. We don't have all that stuff. We have, you know, a couple guys in a rental car driving 300 miles every night to the next town. You know, it's not glamorous. It's a business that you do because you love the business. It's not a business you do to get rich. If you come in our business thinking you're going to get money and get rich, you won't make it. You'll be gone in 6 months because you don't have the right heart to do what it takes to make it. You know, guys that make it in our business are guys that love it, guys that breathe it, guys that sacrifice birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. And a lot of the businesses, you know, we're 1099. We're independent contractors, so a lot of the stuff we do is on our own. It really separates us from a lot of other athletes. And no disrespect to any other athlete out there, basketball, football, hockey, baseball. You know, they are all proven and chosen for what they do in their sport, but I will definitely hand grit and determination to our guys. Because it's not a once-a-week thing. It's 5 nights a week, world-round.
Yeah.
Every night. Fly 20 hours to Australia, no big deal. 4 hours later, you're at the arena doing a show. You know, I mean, you know, most of these guys fly in a week early to prepare, or they fly in a few days early. We don't do that. We are literally road warriors.
Yeah. What about Conor McGregor? Could you see him there? Obviously, he'd probably have to be a cruiserweight, but
hell no. Who's Conor McGregor going to fight? I've dated women bigger than Conor McGregor. He runs his mouth all the time. He's going to knock this person out. He's going to do that. He reminds me of that little dog that runs around yapping all the time with a cigar in his mouth. In his weight class, he is a monster. What does he weigh, 135?
About 155. 155.
155. Okay. Again, I've dated women bigger than him. I appreciate it. He's a little dog that barks, okay? That's cool. He's an amazing athlete in his weight class. Amazing athlete. You know, he starts talking trash to me or Biggie Langston or somebody like that. I mean, Braun Strowman would floss his teeth with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, I mean, you know, Braun, I mean, please. I mean, it's a completely different level. I like Conor McGregor. I love how he runs his yap, but sometimes, I mean, that's like me talking about I'm gonna dunk on Shaq. I mean, that's completely insane. I've got a 2-inch vertical. You know that. The only thing I could have dunked was back before I started eating right. I could have dunked a donut and a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's just being absurd talking about whipping some of our guys. No. He's good luck, buddy. But anyway, next.
Yeah. No, I mean,
how's that first shot? Was that enough trash?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, you might have even wanted to.
Yeah, probably Conor McGregor would show up at me and end up knocking me out.
Right.
Awesome.
You've been in the ring obviously with a who's who of the industry. And I actually still remember you in Cisco's Thong Song video years ago.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Of all of the eras of your career, though, which one do you think that you enjoyed the most? Obviously, you had a championship run.
Oh, I'm thankful for every day, bro. I mean, and that's not just some kind of a saying where I'm trying to be all humble. I really am. I mean, every era had something unique and different. That Attitude Era, when I first started and I was younger, and the Monday Night Wars, it was just so competitive and driven and intense. The intensity level was so high, and I was so green, like a lot was happening. I really didn't know what was going on around me. To competing, in John Cena's kind of era, when he first came out and started getting established and doing well, and we were competing against Raw and SmackDown when we had those brand wars for us, where we were competing in ratings and houses and whatnot. That was the fun side, because I was on the SmackDown side, and the Raw brand was very, we're Raw, we're better. And we were just the slubs on SmackDown that were kicking their ass every week, and we loved it, and that was a good time. And this is the new era, and I'm really enjoying these new kids now, and with the addition of social media and branding and Instagram, and you're seeing how these younger kids are building their brand and reaching out through social media. They're building their character awareness. They're building it faster than I think we ever did. I mean, we back in the day, all we had was the people that watched our show and whatever media outlets we were able to interact with. These kids now are building their Instagrams, and Xavier Woods has his own Up Down show. I mean, they're all. Seems like they're all a lot smarter than we were. Seems like we were a bunch of dumb cavemen carrying around clubs, and these guys are already flying around in jet planes. So it's a unique time now to see how the industry has evolved and changed. And if you don't evolve, you don't change, you don't grow. If you don't grow, you don't get better. So the fact that all this is new, yes. Sometimes do I feel like the last cowboy that still rides a horse? Yes, I do. But at the same time, I can appreciate the work ethic and the drive and just the different attitude that the newer generation has. I'm excited to see where our company grows into the future and where our talent grows and who the next big stars are going to be. So I'm in a good place right now. I get to enjoy all this, be thankful for my era and when I came in, and I get to sit back now as the wise old grandpa on the porch and watch these youngsters go out there and bang it out.
Yeah, is there still someone that you haven't faced or worked with that you like to before you hang it up?
I think I'd like to have another run with Brock. I'd like to have a program with him. I'd love to work with Seth Rollins again. Seth's amazing. Any of those guys, Dean's good, Kevin Owens, even Sami Zayn, God bless him. I'm only saying that just because he thinks I hate him. So even Sami Zayn, I'd work with Sami Zayn. So poor Sami Zayn, I think, thinks I hate him. He doesn't know it. I respect him to death, but I think he thinks I hate him. So I'll give him a little shout out and say, yeah, one day I'd even like to work with little Sammy.
Little Sammy, okay.
But, yeah. Little old pleasant Sammy, who's always in his Zen moment, who had such a beautiful day. He's always so happy, I just want to strangle him.
Yeah, man, it's you look at a guy like Roman Reigns, who you had a awesome match with a few years ago. A lot of people,
Roman, great,
I don't think a lot of people give enough credit for that.
They don't understand how good Roman is. They really don't. in our society, especially social media, it's easy to pick on Roman because the guy's good looking, he's athletic, and he does get it. Roman is great to work with, especially if you're a big guy. If you're a big guy and you're a bad guy and you're working with Roman Reigns, man, it is really easy. It's just, our audience has a way sometimes of being misinformed from the wrong people. And, and the internet is full of so-called experts that couldn't lace up a pair of boots. But, that's okay. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. I know that me personally, I appreciate a guy like Roman Reigns because of his ability to weather a very rocky storm, because he's getting a lot of grief for stuff he doesn't deserve. But it seems like to be the end thing to boo Roman Reigns. Like, oh, that's the thing we do. We boo Roman Reigns. Just like when Steve Austin pauses, we say what? Right. You know what I mean? The audience wants to participate. I understand it. But you're not going to be able to change their opinion other than through time. And I'd be willing to bet right now that in time, through Roman's work ethic and just the kind of guy he is, he'll be able to change a lot of those opinions. And that's his attitude, you know what I mean? Roman goes forward. You know what I mean? Roman is really stepping into a leadership role really well in the locker room, and his work rate in the live events. I mean, I've sat in the crowd and watched some of the matches he's had with Kevin Owens on the live events, and it reinvigorates my heart because I'm looking at the story they're telling in the ring, and they tell one hell of a story in the ring. So it takes two to tell that kind of story. It's not all Kevin, it's not all Roman. They're both great workers together, and Roman is having that ability now where he's starting to make other people around him mean something and better by working with him. And that's what you want, you know what I mean? I mean, if you look at, my two favorites in the new guys right now in the bigger division are Roman and Seth. I think Seth is absolutely amazing in everything he does. I always tease him and tell him he's my favorite anyway. But Seth is absolutely amazing in the ring. He does A to Z.
Yeah.
Cut promos, work in the ring, heel, babyface. He's one of the most well-rounded new era superstars we have. Seth is not finding himself at all. Seth has found himself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, as far as the 205 guys, I really love Swan and I love Neville. Yes. Neville, I love that they turned him heel because he's so aggressive. He's got such a nasty attitude as aggressive heel. I love it.
It's natural.
I love it. And he's such a phenomenal performer. I really love watching him dominate that division and take it over. So, and Chris Swan's pretty good too. I like his ability to be that underdog babyface fight from underneath, and that's a hard thing to translate. And I think Swan does a real good job of that. He just needs more TV time and more time for the audience to get to know him. And I think that's the issue with a lot of our superstars too, especially these newer guys. It's not whether they're good or bad; they're all actually pretty damn good. But it just takes time for the audience to get to know them and develop a relationship with them. Right. But I see big things from Roman, I really do. It's not because he's a corporate guy or he's getting a corporate push and any other that nonsense. Trust me, I've been in WWE 18 years?
Yeah.
18, 19 years, however long it is. There's no such thing as a corporate push. That's just somebody on the outside that doesn't know what they're talking about. There's a guy that's got potential that you believe in and work with, and there's a guy that steps up to the plate and does what needs to be done. Roman steps up to the plate and does what needs to be done. So I'll put all that other nonsense to rest right now. So, Roman does his job damn well, and all of us are very happy with what Roman's doing, and Roman will turn the tide. So, and if not, Roman could be that kind of guy that, that not everybody's going to love. I mean, I get it. If I was an insecure dude, I'd hate Roman too, because pretty much every girl I know likes Roman. So, my daughter to my wife, they all talk about how good looking Roman is. I could see where it's real easy to hate on Roman. Yeah, he's got long hair, he's cool, he's chill, he looks good. Yeah, I could hate him, but I'm not going to hate on him for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got no hate for Roman. He comes from a legacy of that Samoan dynasty, so to speak. So he gets our business A to Z. And I feel good about our business being in his hands.